Hello Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for Simple Stories, and I'm sharing with you this 2-page layout created using the Simple Vintage Lakeside collection. So this is these are the pages side by side, and you can see lots of photos. They are 3x4. They're actually not. They are 3x4 photos, and then I have used 3x4 pocket cards and other elements, and it's pretty much a grid, and it's just a staggered grid to add a little bit of variety to it. So what I'm showing you there is I actually have some companion pages, so come back to my social media tomorrow. I actually don't have a video for the building of those companion pages. I thought I might have incorporated that 9x12 photo in there. That was the original plan, but there was no way I was going to get all of the photos that I have of this particular event on one spread, and so there is a 9x12 page as well as a 9x12 pocket page. So I'm going to create my borders along the top of both pages. So I have this diagonal stripe that's going to go at the top, and then I want something at the bottom as well. So I've pre-printed all of my photos. They're all 3x4. Yes, 3x4 or 4x3 actually, because they're 4 tall and 3 wide. And then I'm going to stagger them and put at least 3 non-photo elements in there, along with that chipboard frame. And that chipboard frame, I had originally intended to house the journaling, it was always intended to be white space per se, but I wasn't sure quite what that was going to be. So I'm trying to figure out what my second layer, if I'm going to have a second layer of these headers and footers, are going to be. I want a balance of color. I love the vintage feel to these papers, this collection. What I struggle with is I am a white gal, and I like a balance of contrast. So I like dark elements and light elements as well as those midtones. And I felt like there is a lot of dark in this collection. And that's part of why I went with the Color Vibes white background, because, and it's not even quite white, it's more of an ivory, which works really well with this particular collection to really make my photos pop as well as these darker papers. So because this is an outdoor collection and has that vintagey sort of more brown feel to it, I am more of a distressed feel. I ripped the top layer of just that teal or aqua, and I like the way that it brings out the lighter colors that are in the collection there. Then that bottom strip is just a 1-inch strip, and that is some of the foliage and butterflies. And so again, just adding that nature feel. I love this collection is definitely for all you nature lovers out there, and that would include us. We love nature too. So just using some double-sided tape to get the ripped edge stuck down so that I can try and make it be as contiguous as I can across the page. I no longer have the kissing per se side-by-side page protectors from We Are Memory Keepers. I really miss those. Maybe Simple Stories will come out with some of those. I wonder why they were discontinued. They were actually, I really liked them. Maybe people didn't like them because you still had the single page on either side, but I liked that it held my layout together. So there was some continuity between the left page and the right page, because I create them with that continuity, and I like that continuity. Anyway, taking advantage of these 3x4 or 4x3 pocket cards, I know I want to use that blue there, and I'm going to cover it. I have no intent of that being the actual card because it had nothing to do with fishing and or fish. I'm using it for the framed edge, and I will put something else in the center there. So I was looking for a third element, and I'm definitely going to take one from this here. Actually, I'm going to take 2 from this page of elements, but I also want that frame with the tape on it, and that is going to cover the fish, and then provide that innard for the frame there. And I do like that 3x4 card that's slightly larger than 3x4 because I know my photos are 3x4. So I'm going to trim that down and then that to about the same size as the photo, so that that will be another light element that will provide contrast to these glens in the Finger Lakes in New York. So that is perfect. It allows me to move that darker photo into the middle and then get that contrast. So I found a possible element that is going to go to that left-hand side, but I really liked the white space there and didn't really feel that I needed to fill that space. And so you'll see that I move that card in a minute, and that card, when I can't find anything else, of course, and that card, there we go, is going to fill cover over the fishies. But first I am going to adhere things down so I know that these elements are going to stay where they are. I'm committing to them and adhering them down. So for those of you who don't know, this is Watkins Glen, which is a what is it? It's not a river. It's a stream that runs through a glen in the Finger Lakes in New York. It is literally one of the most beautiful places in the world. And so there are also something like 800 plus stairs, and we went in 2001, so this was still during COVID. So there are multiple footpaths, but when we went, they had created a loop out of it, and you'll see that in the companion page tomorrow where I have the map. So you walk down one side of the glen for the most part and then back up over the other side with some amazing rock formations. I think there's 3 waterfalls. Yeah, just an absolutely amazing place. But I will tell you, with the 800 plus stairs, it is a lot of stair climbing. And it was hot that day too. So while I was describing the place, I set to embellishing the layout. So there's a lot in these photos already, and so I don't want too much, but I love all of the options that are available to you in this collection. Absolutely amazing. So it caters to those of you who love lake life. It caters to those of you who love fishing. It caters to those of you who like hiking. So many different options here. So I'm just you can see that I pulled out a round element, that circle that's to the right hand side of the library card that I'm working on right here. I like the way that the roundness softens the rigidity of that box and the squares there. That's a foam sticker that just says right here, and I just put a little green label underneath it just to give a little emphasis to that subtitle there. I also layered up the chipboard sticker with the mushroom and the frog underneath it. And so here's where I decide that I'm going to use that frame and then use the blue as an additional frame to the washi note card there to cover up the fish. And then I'm actually going to use that whole thing as a frame for another one of the cool chipboard, that envelope there. I didn't want a ton of space for journaling because this is primarily pictures. I wanted a little bit of storytelling, but most of the storytelling is going to go on the companion pages that I will share with you tomorrow. And again, there is not a video for that. So in a way, designing a page like this is like having the pocket page because I have the same size photos and they do fall in a very similar grid to a pocket page. So I had edited the photos in such a manner that there wasn't a lot of room to actually cover up things in the photos, so to put a label to identify where exactly we were. And so most of my embellishments are going to fall either above, below, to the right, or to the left, to the sides of the photos there. So this is where I could have left the frame as it was and left it just on the the background paper, but I really liked that subtle paper that provided just a little bit of pattern, not a lot, and I love the way that that fern leaf mimics the fern leaves that are all around us when we were hiking, and then you've got that water, which is like the water that was cascading, or the glen that was pushing through Watkins Glen. So just a little bit of a drawback to where we were and some symbolism there. So I want to use this adventure because I like the lighter color and the blue that's going to pull this all together. I apologize that my working on the left-hand side that you missed some of what's going on, but I will tell you what's going on. It's very hard to create a 12 by 12 page with and you being able to see what I'm doing on the trimmer as well. And at this point it didn't dawn on me as I was creating that I was actually finished with the trimmer, and I could have slid everything over. So what I'm doing is just layering up. I'm trying to fill the space. I want white space, but I want to almost fill, so from the top of the photos down to the bottom of the photos is roughly, let's just call that 9 inches for the sake of a distance. I wanted to fill the 9 inches with something, but not fill every single space in there in that column beside my leftmost pictures there. And so as I'm sifting through looking for things to put in that left-hand side, I find that another circle, which I like, is complementary to the circle on the right-hand side. And again, just softens things a little bit. I had initially thought that maybe I might write in that particular circle, but I'm going to put a few more embellishments in there. I will tell you that what I'm doing over here where the title is, where I've got adventure and then the label, off camera after the fact, I am going to switch. So the label will go up where adventure is, and adventure will slide down slightly higher than the bottom level, with slightly higher than the level of that bottom photo. And the reason for that is because I have very clearly defined borders between the top and the bottom of every photo, and I don't feel like that label is a large enough defined edge that works with the rest of the layout there. So that's why adventure, which pretty much is a straight across, it clearly defines that and provides a more cohesive look to the layout there. So again, I'm just putting in some finishing touches here. That is also going to just add a little bit more visual interest to the layouts there. I also have that film strip underneath the label where the title of that is going to be, and that will come off as well, because when I move adventure down, everything becomes too crowded if I left that chipboard piece there. I could have left it there, but I like my layouts clean, and I like symmetry in them, and that you lose the symmetry with that piece there. So I do pull that up. So I am using an assortment of foam pieces, chipboard pieces, and the sticker book. I absolutely love the sticker books that come with Simple Stories collections. You could get all of the embellishing on a page, or like this, a two-story page with just the sticker book, because you have alphas in there, you have labels, you have embellishments. There's so much to choose from. That and the tag pages, I think those are my favorite. And of course, there are no tag pages that come with the Simple Vintage collection, so I was out of luck there. I changed that brown tab to a blue one because I wanted a little bit more color. I've already got lots of brown in the page, in the photos themselves. So I changed it to that teal one that says "Love This." And then I'm going to use a white one there that says "Captured." So just lots of little phrases, but I do like the brown one above that white frame because that totally brings some attention to that over there. So that is where we are at with that. I want to add a little bit more greenery. I want to pop the green that's in the photos. So I've got the, these are the bits and pieces that are nature bits and pieces. So there's frogs and lots of leaves, ferns, and goodies like that. And see how that really just pops the green in there? It's yeah. it's funny how just a little detail like that can make such a huge difference. I am then going to use off camera some Color Vibes brown letters to put the title Watkins Glen in the inside of the frame there. And that, my friends, is going to wrap it up. Be sure to go back to my social media. Instagram probably is the best place tomorrow to see the companion pages. There's actually a really cool tag flip that comes out of one of the pockets. If you have any questions about the collection, anything I've used, please don't hesitate to leave those in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. Enjoy the close-ups. Come back again soon. Take care.